Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Modai with OddsJam, and let's bet some MLB. But before I get started, there's a couple things that I do want to note before I get into it. Number one is the OddsJam Props app that was recently released earlier this week. This app is really great for betting on player props and confirming whether a positive expected value player prop you find, how that player has been historically trending. So, if I want to bet on Aaron Judge, you see the bunch of different stats that are available for him. So if I want to bet on his total bases, I can see how he's been trending in total bases over the course of the last season, over the whole season, last 25, last 10, last 5. Look at home and away, over, under, all that good stuff. It's really helpful, like I said, to confirm positive expected value plays. So the OddsJam app, the best use for it, I don't necessarily talk myself into a negative EV play, but what I will do is it makes me even more confident in a positive expected value play. So that's the OddsJam Props app available on iOS. Link to download is in the description of the video. The next thing that I want to talk about is the OddsJam Discord that was also recently launched earlier this week. Both of these are completely free. The OddsJam Discord does have some premium channels that are paid if you want some more expert picks and stuff, but regardless, if not, we still have this free picks channel where I post a lot of my WNBA plays, just insanely hot there. Doing pretty well with baseball too, which is what I'll be betting today. Trophies where we post our biggest wins that had to have been posted somewhere on the Discord. And then I think the best part of it are these three here. Positive EV strategies where people who are OddsJam users might need some help just fine-tuning their positive EV strategy. They can't hear sports betting talk, where it's exactly what it sounds like. People could just talk sports betting. And this betting education is really helpful too for people that might have some questions about just like general verbiage or whatever. So the link to this is in the description as well, and I definitely recommend joining. It's a really awesome community for sports bettors. But anyways, like I said, I'm betting some baseball today, and normally for baseball, I avoid most alternate markets unless I can find something that's really, really valuable. And I actually found one here, which will be my first bet, which is the Angels versus Dodgers yes run first inning. So number one, the thing that stands out is this EV percent at 8.28%. It's just ridiculous. That basically means that every $100 spent on this bet, you'll figure to profit $8.30. And that's a lot. Like, we see the majority kind of hover between 3 and 5, which is still good. I'll still 100% take those plays. But getting something all the way up at 8% is really good, assuming everything else checks out. And this one does. So it's 16 cents in market width, so that's under the 25 range. It's actually really close to McSlam range. So the no vig odds, is priced at minus 106. And then with the so just looking at all the markets in terms of whether this is a truly discrepancy or not, no other book has this even for even money. The closest is minus 103, minus 105, but every other book has this pretty much closer to the OddsJam line at minus 115. So everything kind of checks out for this being a really good play. So I'm actually going to lock it in. My calculator tells me that I should put 7.5% of my bankroll on it. Generally, you should never bet above 5% of your bankroll on one given bet. So that's exactly what I'll put on this one. I'll follow the calculator and I will put 5% of my bankroll on this one, which is $125. Locked it in, and we are good to go. I also note that the yes run first inning hit in this game yesterday. It's hit a couple times. It's hit a lot of times for the Angels, actually. So I do like this one. Now let me just add it to my bet tracker, and let me just talk about this percent a little bit more before I go further into it. This 8.28%. So like I said, it can be viewed as your profit margin, the amount of money you could figure to make per every $100 spent on this bet. Now, $8 on one given bet doesn't sound like a lot, but there's a couple of things you need to keep in mind. Number one, this game is played today, so this profit will be realized by the end of today. So it's not like the stock market where you could find some really good values, but you have to wait months, years, weeks, whatever it is, before that's realized. For sports betting, it's literally realized the same day. And the second thing to realize is that this is only one bet. So I'm going to take a couple different MLB bets for today. And as we can see, you add all these together and the $8 plus $6 plus $5, that $8, even on one video of me placing MLB bets, turns into 20, 25, depending on how many I actually end up betting based on my new baseball betting strategy. So this percentage is really important. Don't get discouraged by lower percents because it's really just a long-term game. So anyways, this is going to be my first bet. yes run first inning in the Angels versus Dodgers. So now I will filter out alternate markets. So everything that is left is 3% and above, is marketed with 25 and below. That is an MLB play. That is either a player prop or a game prop. So since I have the market width set at 25, there are going to be no player props. There weren't any that I liked as of right now. Still going to need to work on that one. We're still going to need to just look at the odds later in the day to see if there are any good player props. But let's just go through it. So here's another one that seems to have a lot of value. Is this Twins versus Chicago White Sox over 5.5 first half total. I've also noticed, so I guess the odds updated. This total was on here multiple times at a different number, but it looks like we're good to go. Looks like it's not. So this is something that I'm going to go ahead and lock in on FanDuel. It's the Twins versus White Sox first half total runs over 5.5. Looking at all the other markets, OddsJam has it at plus 128. Every other book has it significantly closer to the OddsJam line. The market width is 20, so that's within range, and the EV percent is 5.06%, which is great. So that's looking at the unit size. This is about a 3.5 unit play for me, $85. So now we're just continually adding to my profits for the day. So now I need to go to the White Sox versus Twins and lock this one in. So those first half runs, alternate run line over 5.5 plus 148. Everything checks out there. This will be an $85 bet, and we are good to go. Place bet. Perfect. So this is my second bet placed for today. Today, the Saturday betting slate. So now let me just add this to my bet tracker, $85. Click save, and we are good to go. So it looks like there's another first half total runs here, this time in the Rangers versus Mariners game. This is kind of interesting where the under 3.5 first half total is priced as positive expected value, as is the over 9.5. So I wonder if this is a game where they think the starting pitchers are going to be good, but the bullpen is where they're going to struggle. They're also both for plus money, so you could only, if depending on your unit sizing, only one of these could hit and you would still be profitable. So I'm just going to take this one as well. Looking at the outlier, same thing. OddsJam has it at plus 129. All the other books have it for even worse odds than this. So this plus 148 is truly a clear outlier. 19 cents in market width, so it checks the box there. Profit margin on this one is 4.8%. So again, we're just stacking these positive expected value plays on top of each other. I have now locked in like an 8.3, roughly a 5, and a 4.8. This one, unit sizing, is a little over 3% as well, an $80 bet for me. So now, looks like, the odds just changed on that one, so I'm glad that I got it in. So now I need to go to the Rangers versus Mariners and take the first half under 3.5. Rangers versus Mariners, perfect. First half, alternate total runs under 3.5. This was an $80 bet. Place bet. So this is now my third bet for today's MLB betting slate. Now, of course, let me just add this to my bet tracker for $80. Click save, and perfect. So it looks like there are multiple plays for the Astros -2. Looks like they're at there's multiple plays on the Astros run line at -2 and -2.5. I, in this case, generally take the play with the tightest market. So in this case, it's almost negligible at 14 and 15, but the 14 is still lower. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. It's still an outlier, as we can see. When the Astros, being one of the best teams in the MLB, that seems to make a lot of sense. So now I just need to actually log into Caesars, and then I'll place this one. So here I have the Astros -2. Everything's good to go here. So in terms of unit sizing, this one has a 3.8% profit margin. This is roughly a 4-unit play for me because it's a higher chance of the bet winning, higher chance of it occurring. So this will be a $100 bet for me as my fourth MLB betting play for today. Awesome, nice big slate today, which is really fun. I love having multiple bets in these videos that people can tail. $100 here, click save, and we're good to go. Looks like a bunch more appeared. Looks like, so I see this Padres Diamondback have a couple totals here, or at least I did. I guess I refreshed it and it went away. But this is one that I actually like a lot. Plus 110 odds on PointsBet. No other book. I mean, the closest is plus 105 on a couple books, but really the OddsJam line has it at -103. Another really sharp bookmaker has it at -101. So I think this one is a really good play, 3.5% positive expected value. So this will be my last MLB betting play for today, my fifth one. 5 is a lot. We're looking at the San Diego Padres versus Arizona Diamondbacks over 8 runs. $80 play. I already have this up on PointsBet, $80. Click place, and hopefully we are good to go. I am a little bit limited on PointsBet, so we'll see if they accept it. And they did. Bet has been placed, $80 on the over in the Diamondbacks versus Padres. So now let me just add this last one to my bet tracker, and we'll click save, and we'll be good to go. So these are going to be my 5 plays for today's MLB betting slate. I'll do a little bit of a recap. Angels, Dodgers, yes run first inning. Twins, White Sox, over 5.5 first half runs. Rangers, Mariners, under 3.5 first half runs. Astros, run line -2. Padres, Diamondbacks, over 8 runs. And that's going to be it. So sorry, guys, for the longer video. Appreciate you bearing with me. And that's all I got for you. So remember to download the OddsJam Props app. Remember to join the OddsJam Discord. And that's going to be it. So I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.